Good morning, y'all, and welcome to another edition of the Renew podcast. I am Kristen Andre, and I am joined today with my fabulous co-host, the marvelous Miss Mendoza. And we are excited today. I've got on my, still black, but a little different, because today, on Renew, our goal is to reclaim your business and your life without losing your edge. So today, in honor of it being Grammy Week, we are talking all things music. And so I'm super excited. So my daughter dressed me today.
Got rocking Bon Jovi over here.
I'm rocking my Bon Jovi t-shirt. I do like Bon Jovi. It's a thing. He looks a little different now than he did back in the day. Still love you, John. But so today we're talking all things music. And I'm excited because I did a poll yesterday on the Facebook and asked kind of what people's favorite genre of music was. Because, I was messaging with a friend the other day and we were talking about like the Grammy. I didn't even watch it until I was getting a message going, what the heck is going on in the Grammys? So I started watching, but I'm a big music fan anyway. Mm-hmm. And I said, let's see what the people say. It was all over the board. It was crazy. And then so many people had different genres, and there were some people chiming in that like certain types of music that I was like, the heck did that come from? So I'm excited because we're going to talk about music, but more importantly, like how it fits into our life and how it shapes our life. Because I don't know about you, but I'm kind of a little eclectic when it comes to music.
Yes, I feel like it used to skew more eclectic.
And in your old age of early 30s, you've gotten a little...
Yeah, I married Isaac and he turned me on to Drake. What can I say?
Isaac, Drake, really?
I did, and then Eminem.
Okay.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
I do not.
Slim Shady, stand up.
I don't picture what. I just don't picture that, and that's what was interesting is because I posted the poll because I really wanted to do this topic, and so yesterday I was like, and I didn't say until when I was posting it that we were going to talk about this, but I was kind of curious. And then it was
I feel like I need to. There you go.
Okay, called it wires.
Making me nervous.
So I feel like there's just so many different things, and music for me has been a big part of my life. I love music, but I like all kinds of music. Like I'll have I don't have any Slim Shady, but I've got Eminem, I've got Kid Rock, I've got country, I'm not a big rap fan, but obviously 80s. 80s is like my jam. I think we talked about this. We've had some late night sing along concerts that 2 or 3 in the morning, we're still singing to some 80s music, 80s ballads. There may have been alcohol involved, but
and hairspray.
But it's it's one of these things that it defines your life.
No, I mean that's what I grew up on. The 70s and 80s is 100% what I grew up on. I mean, take me down to Funky Town. So what was your, all right, so let me ask you this, because I asked this in the questions. What was your first concert? Oh, no.
I know. Mine's sad.
Y'all, are you really going to make me share this right now?
I am. Go on. Tell us.
Nickelback.
Nickelback. Oh, bless you and your Nickelback. All right, so that's not bad. Mine's worse. You won't even know who this is.
Okay.
So, all right, so let me preface this by saying my mom, I'm sorry. I have to do it. My mom was a little strict, a little strict as a child.
Yeah.
When I was child. She still is. And I was not allowed to go out, because there was probably devil music going on.
Oh, 100%.
Concert. So my first concert was Lisa and the Cult Jam, and Richard Marx opened for them.
I know Richard Marx.
Well, he opened somehow for Lisa and the Cult Jam. Mm-mm. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever because I got to go to a concert. And I feel like my second concert was Tina Turner.
That would have been amazing.
Well, it's because it's the only concert I was allowed to go to appearance.
Okay, I feel like I have to redeem myself after Nickelback, though. So
that was your first concert.
I did go, which was pretty awesome, actually. My mother and I went to see Rod Stewart and Stevie Nicks.
Okay, Stevie Nicks. Now, I could go
him.
see her. Rod Stewart, I can take it or leave it.
That was an awesome show.
Oh, Stevie Nicks, I love. Because here's the thing. I'm all about the Tay-Tay. Taylor Swift, respect.
See,
right?
I know who that was. Lisa what? But Tay-Tay, I know.
But Tay-Tay, all right. So here's the thing. Taylor won Album of the Year. Still don't know the difference between album and record of the year, but she won something of the year.
It's fine.
I thought Kanye West won.
No.
Remember that time that Kanye West interrupted?
Well, not this. Yeah, I just ignore
You really
Kanye.
gonna do that right now?
I know. But all right, so here's the thing. Taylor, I have mad respect for Taylor because she does a lot of good in the world, right? But Stevie Nicks, Taylor Swift writes songs about her exes. Respect. Yes. I could write some good songs. We got a book coming, we know. But Taylor writes songs about her exes and laments about it. Stevie Nicks writes songs about her ex, makes him sing them on stage with her.
Yep.
That is next level badass. Yep. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it is, and I love that. I mean, I feel somewhat musical. I feel like, I don't have talent, perhaps, that my children's dad has. He's a musician.
Yeah.
He's got a smidge more talent than me.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe I have impressed upon my children the need for music.
Yeah. Which is good. I mean, especially what I love about that and that I know and can relate is because that means I have something to relate to with other generations besides myself, right? It gives you its culture, its life, its experience. And also all those stories of how music used to be created, that it's not now, right? One might say that it's easier now, where back in the day you had to be creative if you wanted to get a certain sound.
I remember one time that Max Hudson was doing an album, and one of his producers like, you could do an album. I'm like, well, I can't sing. He's like, oh, no, we can fix that. And I'm like, fantastic. It's kind of like now, kind of like pictures. We can make us look, one of my girlfriends, I took a picture. She goes, I don't have on makeup. I'm like, I can add that.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Digitally,
but I feel like we can, I've got that in post. Yeah. But I feel like you can do that with music nowadays. I do agree with you that the music has kind of, let's admit it, maybe gone downhill a little bit.
We have the citizens of Facebook commenting, Wendy, where words fail, music speaks. Hans Christian Anderson.
Hans Christian
Anderson. And
Anderson.
then we have Michelle Spellman. Good morning, ladies. And Michelle Thomas. Hi, Kristen.
Oh, love you guys. All right. So here's the thing. I agree. Music speaks, because this is one of the things I've had some things happen in my world, in my life throughout the years. And music is kind of it just is your happy place. Like I have my ugly cry music. I have my pump up music.
Oh, yeah.
I know Mia has, when she competes, she has a tournament playlist that we have to play on the way to a competition that kind of gets her in the zone. And it's funny because all the competitors in her ring, they all wear headphones before they're warming up. They don't talk to anybody. They slap on their headphones and they just kind of get in the zone. So I feel like music has the ability to kind of transform us a little bit.
100%.
So if that's the case, we've got new music today. I would like to ask the question, where the hell this new music today is transforming us to? Because I'm a little nervous. Because what was interesting is and maybe it's because of my followers on Facebook, when I posted the question, not one single person was saying, oh, I love today's music. Not one. I mean, maybe we're older, but there were younger people commenting. And I think we had a lot of 80s. Respect. A lot of 80s. We had a lot of metal. My friend Mark said he likes both kinds of music, country and Western.
That was one of my favorite answers.
I thought that was my favorite too. And Mark he's hysterical. So that's just him. He got to do a nice bit recently for his company, did a meeting, and he got to interview James Corden. And I'm like, oh my God, that was like I know, it was the coolest thing ever. So like his company went all out, and he was the guy that got to do it, but he's hysterical. But yeah, country and Western. We had a lot of jazz. We had music, like musical numbers, stuff like that. There was a lot of stuff.
There is a lot of people who love that musical.
So I don't know that I'm an expert in music. I don't know that I am. Do you think you are?
Expert is such a strong word. I mean, I could try to call up Rihanna and see if she's available.
Well, my birthday twin Beyonce. I did call her. I texted her earlier and said, "Hey, boo,
what'd she say?
She's busy today."
Oh, you're on a boo name basis.
Yeah. Well, she is my birthday twin, but I think we could bring in an expert. I think we could bring in a music expert.
We have one here.
We might just have a music expert here, because when I said we're going to go live, I got a little bit of pushback and a few people going, you need to bring in your co-host. I'm like, I've got her, Whitney.
Oh my God.
And I mean, so I've got
I know who you're talking about. I might have to leave. I can't compete with this.
I feel like, I don't know that we're doing the music justice, because I feel like I know everything there is to know about music.
I just got real nervous.
Music. But I think we bring in a co-host. Hello.
How's it going?
So, for those of you guys tuning in, not on Facebook, we have with us today, because I am that mom and letting her skip school yet again.
It's okay. It's her birthday.
But let me
right?
explain, let me explain to you why she is skipping school today. Not just is she the music expert with her Who shirt on. She is our youngest listener that also commented that she likes music of the 60s and 70s. And today is her birthday.
It is my birthday.
So happy
16
birthday.
years old.
16 years old.
Yep.
She can drive now. She can't get a space to take her licensing exam because the DMV is a little full, so not fully licensed. But y'all appreciate this. My child, who was born at, what time were you born, Mia?
4:20.
Mia was born at 4:20.
I was. Yes, I was.
If that isn't a self-fulfilling prophecy, I don't know what is. So we have Mia tuning us in because you are a music aficionado, let's call it that.
I would think so. I know a lot about music. I wouldn't say I'm like an expert or anything.
Okay, so
I'm probably more qualified than you guys, but I'm just saying.
Oh,
She just
wow.
called us out.
Wow.
She did also say that, she's been a guest a few times. She's getting some great ratings. She's now at number 3 and 4 of our all-time highest viewed episodes, and she's a little mad about it.
I am a wee bit bitter that I'm not at the top spots, but I guess I'll work my way up there eventually.
She's coming after you.
We have Michelle Spellman saying album of the year is all of the songs on it. Record of the year is one song.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
Michelle,
did you know that? Yeah.
I knew that the record was the one song.
I didn't know that.
Me
Thank you,
either.
Michelle, because I was wondering what the heck that was. All right, so
Michelle Thomas says music is my safe haven.
It is, Michelle.
Facts.
I'm with you. It is safe, and I would say the same for me. Now we talked about our first concerts, and my first concert has
You
nothing
laughed
to
at
do
me when
with
I
the
said
music.
Nickelback, didn't you?
I did laugh at you.
Wait, all right, so let's just
I
ask.
have
this.
you both beat.
All right,
That's
so
for sure.
Mia, Andre, what was your first concert?
My first concert was Van Halen, and I was like 7.
God, why am I even here?
Right, so she was 7. Let's tell the good people about this concert, because obviously
Okay,
it was because I'm such a
listen.
cool parent
Was it?
and wanted you to go to a concert on a school night at age 7.
I'm 7 years old, right?
7.
It's like a Thursday night, so we have school the
School
next
night.
day. Van Halen is in town, and Dad like got tickets like really close to the showtime, and Mom's like,
wait, Dad got tickets without Dad. All right, we were not still married at the time. This may lead into why he got tickets without asking.
But
He bought the
it's
tickets
Van Halen.
before he asked.
listen, because he was like, there's no way she can say no to Van Halen, and you literally did. You were like, that's a school night. They're not going to a concert that late at night to hear that music.
I was that mom.
That before school, and I
I'm
was like,
a reformed good mom. I'm doing much better.
yep. Anyway. It's
So-
Van Halen though. And we were in like the nosebleeds, and they saw my dad with like 2 little kids. It was like, oh, you guys should come down. There was like seats on the floor. So we got moved from the nosebleeds to the floor.
That's what happens when you have kids.
That's what happens
Yeah.
when you. So for any of you guys who cannot afford really good seats,
Find a kid.
Find a little kid,
Find
and
a
I mean
little kid.
little, like these 7 years old.
Yep.
Take them to a concert really late on a school night, and you'll probably get upgraded.
Yeah. That was a big upgrade,
If I'm
too.
not mistaken, I think you fell asleep.
Towards the end of it. Yeah, it was, I mean, it was late. And I was 7, but I
school
remember
night.
a good amount.
All right, so let's say, how is music shaped? Because that Van Halen shaped you. So what do you remember? Because I remember about my first concert. I was in high school because my mother did not let me go,
Right.
as you might imagine.
Yes, I could imagine that.
But I did get to go backstage. I have no idea how I got to go backstage at my very first concert.
Oh man, my
I
story
wasn't impressed with
stinks.
Lisa, but I will tell you, Richard Marx, in the day, was smoking. And he signed my arm. That's all I presented to have
Wow.
him sign. I will not admit or deny what else has been signed at future concerts. However, he signed my arm in Sharpie, got in trouble because I had Sharpie on my arm.
Oh, right.
When I got home. But that's what I remember. And I remember it being this really cool experience. So like, you were only 7. Do you remember?
Oh, I remember so much about it before I fell asleep. The biggest thing I remember is the Eddie playing his guitar, like the solos and stuff, because that was just like screaming in my ear. And at the time, I didn't really appreciate it that much. I just thought it was kind of annoying. But looking back, it was the best part. And then, of course, David Lee Roth screaming the entire time, doing his classic karate kicks off of drum risers and things.
I can do karate kicks off of drum risers.
You're going to pull a hammy, Mom.
I might pull a hammy. But I think that's kind of cool. We'll have to post them. You know, when I met Mia's dad, I do believe he was wearing spandex and probably doing kicks off of a riser somewhere.
That was just the time.
That was
People
my
were
favorite.
doing that.
But that was 80s music. Now, you do like the 80s. It's not your favorite decade.
I mean, I wouldn't go out and choose 80s. Like, if I had to go back to one time, it would not be the 80s. And I'm like, I like the music to a certain extent, but it's the bands who carried it from the 70s to the 80s. Those bands. I'm not a big fan of overall, but I dabble.
You're a fan. I mean, so you're saying you do not like your father's music is what I'm hearing.
No, I like my father's music.
So, I don't know if he's tuning in yet because he's on a plane.
I like my father's music. But it's not that whole era. It's not what I would choose.
All right, so let's ask this because Whitney and I started talking about this. What do you think about today's music? Because I'm going to tick a few people off. I don't know what the hell is going on with music these days. Like I didn't watch the Grammys. Like I said, my friend messaged about. We did have the WAP song, which did a live performance.
I think it's pronounced WAP.
WAP, the WAP, the WAP song, which I learned this past week. My 11-year-old knows all the lyrics because she came in the living room singing it the other day. And I about passed out, and this one just dies laughing. It's
hilarious.
It was not hilarious to have your 11-year-old singing WAP in the middle of your living room. She thought it was funny. But let's talk about this. I mean, I'm not dissing Cardi B because here's the thing. It's not the style of music I listen to, but a ton of people like her. And I love the fact that she is unapologetically herself because that for me, as you know, is my thing. So I love the fact she did. I was a little surprised. I'm still a little pissed off we're banning Dr. Seuss and we could do a live version of WAP on the Grammys on primetime. But we're not getting into that today because I promised Mia and I promised Matt we're saving the cancel culture episode for Matt and I because we just think.
Oh, sorry, Isaac.
We're just going to go.
Join in later.
We're going to go off on that one. But it's, well, that's part of it. But it's, all right, so but I don't understand. Maybe it's because I'm elderly. But I don't understand today's music. Like, I feel like the musicality behind it's gone. Like, your great guitar players, your great musician, like your true musicians, they're not musicians anymore. None of them play instruments. None of them do. Like, it was a running joke when my kids were little. Sean would not let them listen to bands that didn't have real drums. That's what he's like. So they don't have real drums. They can't listen. So it was that, and Barney was outlawed too.
Mitch says, happy birthday, Mia.
Oh, thank you, Mitch. Preach.
Yeah, but and Mitch is a big Mitch tunes in all the time, and I know he is a big. Okay.
Yeah, he's talking about Springsteen and Elton John. I'm changing my first concert story.
Well, Mitch just said, imagine being the mom who said no to, Mitch. He said, imagine being the mom who said no to the kid who missed the Beatles at Shea Stadium.
You know she never lived that down. That kid's like, the Beatles played at Shea even though you couldn't hear them. It would still awesome to be there.
Yes, I know. But I do think music shapes you. So how is music, and that's my question is, if we're not getting rid of music, but it's changed so much. And I totally am respectful of anybody in the style of music they want to listen to. And mine's all over the board. Like, but it's funny because like if people don't like music, they automatically diss everything. Like I don't listen to WAP on my playlist. However, I did a really cool Funk Fit dance class last week, and that was one of the dances, and we were doing, and it was so much fun. Like, so I'll dance to it. That's cool. But like, we diss every music that's not our style.
Yeah.
And here I am doing the same thing. But music shapes us, right? How has music shaped you, Miss Teenager?
Well, given that Dad didn't let us listen to anything with fake instruments, like the beat boards or whatever they call them nowadays.
I think they're called drum machines.
Drum machines,
yes.
That's right. With the little squares.
Or beat boards.
Beat boards makes more sense. Anyway, that I don't really like any music that doesn't have real instruments on it. So now I kind of get bitter whenever it's something that doesn't have like real drums or guitar or something comes on. And so it shaped my perspective on music nowadays.
Do you think people should be open to other types of music, or do you think people should find their thing?
I guess they could be open, but once you find your thing, I'm not open enough.
No, I know. We'll get in a car and I'll have my playlist. So I've been on a Mercy Me kick recently?
Yes, you have.
Because Matt introduced me to Mercy Me, and I really love them. It's a Christian band. They're phenomenal. And I'll get in the car, and this one, she'll get in the car. I've been in the car all day, and she'll get in the car, and we'll go in somewhere. She's like, "Oh, we're not listening to this crap." And then I'm like, "It's my car.
It's your
and
car,
my gas."
and you've been listening to it all day.
And she changes the channel.
I do.
In my car.
I do
Yeah,
feel
and
like
I stand
it's
by it.
a little bit like reading a book, though. If you're not into that genre and you try to force yourself
Yep.
to be in that genre,
Yep.
you do get to choose what kind of music you listen to.
Yeah.
And so I feel like forcing yourself to listen to something that you don't really like is hard.
I know, but they force me to listen to stuff too. So here's my question.
Oh, well, that's true. See, I don't
I'm
have
totally
kids,
fine
so.
for people. Would you like a couple?
No,
Got some that might be up for offer.
Kennedy.
Isaac says Kennedy. No, I'm keeping her. We'll keep Mia today because it's her birthday. But let's talk about that for a minute because if music shapes you, and I think it truly does, and I think we should let people be shaped their own way. What a different decades say, because when I posted the question and asked what decades people like or what genres, I was surprised by some of the answers from people that I knew pretty well. Like a couple of them I knew. I knew what you were going to say. I knew what Matt was going to say. But there were a couple people I was like, I didn't see that one coming. So how do you think it shapes a person? Like, and can we stereotype? Because like I would look at a 16-year-old kid and go, oh, they probably like this and that. Half the stuff that 16-year-olds like, you don't. Half the stuff that people my age like, I can't stand. So is there stereotypes to music? Like, can we look at somebody and say, oh, you're one of those rappers, or you're one of those America type of people, right?
Yeah, I would think it's generally like the generation, and then also like kind of where you grew up. Because if I were to like look at you, knowing you grew up in a small town in Georgia, I'd be like, oh, country music for sure. But then Dad would be like,
and how much country do I listen to?
You listen to too much for me. So
she turns those off too.
Yeah, those are a big no for me. But like, it depends on where you grew up and then what like generation you're in. Because if I would think my grandparents, I'd be like, oh, like Elvis and stuff. But like, no, grandma might be into like Cardi B and stuff. You don't know.
I do not think your grandma is into.
I'm just saying.
Grandma is 88 years old. She's gonna break a hip.
Years young,
if
mom.
She is into Cardi.
She doesn't even know how to spell WAP.
I mean, I'm just saying.
So all right, do you think any music should be outlawed?
Yes. Oh my God. Them all. Okay.
She's thinking not because of lyrics. Because the lyrics are content.
Lyrics? No.
You're meaning because they suck musically.
No, I don't think, because it depends on what.
Should there be a ban on some songs?
No, I don't think so.
What do you think, Whitney?
No, I mean, the thing of it is, right, is that a lot so let's take WAP. That feels like a really great example.
Cardi, and we know you're in Atlanta, so if you want to pop on down to the studio, Kerr.
I can't. Kerr.
I can't do it. Do it.
Sorry, that's all I got.
I can't. Nope.
She can do it. She'll do it in a minute.
Okay, if you just want to pop in the middle, that's fine.
I'll think about it.
If you think about it, a lot of the 60s and 70s music, they were saying the same thing. They just covered it up a little bit better. We know what you're talking about.
Have y'all ever watched The Wiggles? That's like porn in music.
Okay,
the lyrics to The Wiggles.
The Wiggles.
The lyrics to The Wiggles. Fruit salad.
Yummy.
Yeah, no. This is, it's just as bad. Just as bad. But I think this is why I'm very anti. You'll know I'm anti censoring lyrics, because I think we should all be able to say what we want to say. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. I can censor
You're anti-censoring music? One word comes on in a song that's like a bad word, you're like,
that's for my children.
Okay, that's true.
So you're still censoring music.
I'm just censoring y'all's singing of it.
Sure.
I have started allowing Mia to sing the cuss words in songs.
You didn't allow me. I just did it, and you're like, whatever.
Yeah, but I don't censor the music. Y'all still hear it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, censoring. They're saying, censoring music is saying you can't listen. It's Footloose. It's your favorite movie, Footloose, where they said you can't play the music. I'm opposed to that. I may not like it, but it doesn't mean, because I do think everybody's journey is different. Everybody's musical taste is different. You got to do you. Boo.
I mean, I was censored when I remember listening to Jimmy Buffett and Mom forgot the "Why don't we get drunk?" and that was the next song that came on, and then I started asking questions, which is why she had been skipping that song all that.
Do you know that song?
Yes, I've heard that song. I couldn't sing it to you, but
yeah.
But I think maybe that's how maybe some parents aren't educating their kids, and we need Cardi B to do that. I don't think we can. I'm very anti-censoring. I think in your own family, it's up to the family, is what I mean. I don't think as a whole I don't think we should cancel or censor anything. And I think it's up to each individual family to determine what's appropriate for their and every child's different. What I would let you listen to is very different than what I would let your sister listen to, because good Lord with that one.
Yeah, there's just a time. There's a time when you shouldn't know
She'll be 80.
what certain things are. And then there's the time when you do know what certain things are.
I was told by my child, the one present with us today, that they know a lot more than we realize that they know.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Because like now technology, I mean, you have so many doors to all that. I mean, back in the day, you only had like a magazine or anything like that. But now, like with technology, you have phones, computers, like so much knowledge comes,
Yes, I do see, Matt, I see you there. We can't let, Cardi B needs not to educate our kids. I was kind of joking with that one. I think you know that. I think we, that might be a little scary. Mitch says he's defending me on this, no censorship. I agree. I just think every family has to decide. I feel like Colton's not listening to Cardi, so you're probably safe. My kids don't really listen to Cardi, but when I was talking about the lyrics with Mia, I was like, I can't believe Kennedy's singing those lyrics. I'm like, she doesn't even know what it means. And Mia's like, oh, she knows what it means. I'm like, no, she should not know what it means.
No matter if you want her to know what it means or not, she knows what it means. Everybody knows what it means nowadays.
Now, do they know what it means because because of the lyrics, or do they know what it means because they heard the lyrics and go, that's interesting?
It's not the lyrics at all. They know what it means before they hear the lyrics.
So you're saying like I'm still back I need to put on my bonnet and my apron and just go back to the prairie.
Bonnet and apron is what your mind first thinks of the prairie.
I don't know. I watched Little House on the Prairie growing up.
I do think though that depending on, which is where it kind of comes to when you should listen to certain things, because I get what you guys are saying. I'm like, well, I could just look up online what this means, which I did have to do when I first heard the song. But anyway, I digress.
You might need to. I'm going to get y'all a book.
Apparently, we need it.
You need a pop-up book on this.
There are things at a certain age, though, that I feel like you are a little bit more impressionable, if that's the word, right? Because there are things that are glamorized. Yes. That if you are not in the right frame of mind, or you have a little bit too much exposure, that you're thinking that's the way of life and that's a good way of life, without actually like real life being able to differentiate this is a song versus reality.
Yeah.
But I think all music is that, I mean,
right.
I would love to take myself away to Margaritaville pretty much every day, but I can't. I mean,
exactly.
I think
but you know that. I think at certain ages, some kids don't.
Part of it too is it's your individual choice. So Danita just said no Cardi or Nicki in our house, and I think that's everybody's individual choice. Like if you, and I know some people who love Cardi B and listen to her all the time, and that's kind of the thing with music is everybody needs to do themselves. Like that sounds weird. Everyone needs to be themselves, and whole nother song. Be themselves and embrace the type of music they like, which is what I love about, my kids is they all like different type of music. What's funny is you guys are very different in the styles that you like and everything like that. And I'm different, but I change based on moods. And we heard that a lot in the survey that we did yesterday leading up to this, was that it kind of depends on kind of my mood. Like, what are we doing and how am I feeling? Because I've got some days are just crappy days, and I need a good ugly cry. So then I have my ugly cry songs, and then I have my top down, because I have a convertible. I have my top down songs, right? And then I have songs that just pump them up. Like Mia's got her. I told you you've got your pump up playlist.
My pump up playlist is like Smells Like Teen Spirit and stuff. All those like kind of headbanging songs. that before sparring can make you like really energized. Those are all those songs. Or like Seven Seas of Rye by Queen is on my playlist. And it's not super heavy, but it's really like fast paced, which is a good pump up jam.
Well, I think, I don't know what my pump up song is. I mean, I've got my Bon Jovi. Mia provided my wardrobe today, so we had to wear my concert tee. Bon Jovi was probably the last concert I saw.
Mm-hmm.
I really think I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
Gosh, has it been that long? I need to get out more.
I haven't seen a concert since like Big Time Rush.
BTR was really good.
Wow.
We had really good seats at
surprised right
BTR. Did you know Big Time Rush?
Yeah.
They had a TV show.
Yep. Yeah, I know who they are.
They were really cute.
Don't look
They're
back,
adorable.
don't
And one of them.
hesitate.
All right, let me just tell you little Big Time Rush trivia for you guys
Rush.
that ties into my world.
Oh boy.
Penavate, what's his name?
Carlos
from Big Time Rush is frequently seen on Hallmark movies these days. He married the girl from Spy Kids. They both appear on Hallmark movies. So now there's a guy on Big Time Rush who's one of the leading men on Hallmark. What could be better? What could be? As
Everything
if
else?
my relationships.
I have no clue where I am. Right
As
now.
if my romance relationships were not already. We've got a rock star who's now on Hallmark. All right, so I'm going way down a rabbit hole. So here's what I want to know from both of you. We'll start with Miss Whitney.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm ready.
What do you think in terms of music when you're thinking about music, whatever type you like?
Yes.
How can it shape your life positively? How can you use it positively in your life?
Yeah.
Whatever your genre is.
You know, I kind of have my go-to artists and the
Which
playlist,
is?
like well, again, mine
Nickelback?
is not Nickelback. It's not Nickelback. That was when I was in college. Okay, forgive me. I do have like where I need to be pumped up and feel like I'm a bad A, right?
You can say it. Say it, Whitney. Say it.
Sometimes you got to feel like a badass before you go into like a meeting or something. So I've got my people for that. But there are also, I mean, and Isaac and I talk about this a lot. The lyrics really are important. I mean, a lot of the people that I like them because I feel like they talk about their struggles and that they are real life struggles. I will say, because I just really feel like I'm on the short stick here for this show. So there is there's an activity that we do with our clients, and we'll have like an icebreaker when we do a strategy session. And so the most recent question has been, what would be your walk-up song, like if you were a baseball player?
Karate by Tenacious D.
Okay, see, I knew you were going to like this question.
She would know this. I don't have one because I was actually asked for one because prior to everything shutting down, I was doing a lot of keynoting.
Yes.
And I don't have one, so I actually asked Mia, "What'd you? You wanted
Run the World Girls by Beyonce, because you're always about like, oh my God, women.
Yeah.
So you like walk up and you're like, who run the world?
Yeah, that's what she thinks mine should be. I didn't have one.
See, well, you would think mine would be like Rihanna, but where my mind actually went was I have two. Kashmir by Zeppelin.
Yes.
Dun-na-na, dun-na-na. Like I could solely...
Okay.
I get behind that.
Okay.
I'm 100%
I like
on board
that.
with that.
And then there's the guitar solo, Toto, Hold the Line.
Yes.
I do like Toto too.
Thank you.
Okay, so we've got Matt says his pump up song is Thunderstruck. By
Okay.
AC/DC.
Yeah.
That's good.
Kirsten said a really cool comment too.
I saw that.
It's really interesting.
This right here is how I found out about the Grammys. I didn't watch the Grammys. Everything I know about the Grammys, I found out on TikTok.
And it's so important. It says, like, I feel like TikTok has a huge influence today as well. No matter the song, if it is just a small audio clip in the background of trending, appealing content, it can become a favorite no matter the genre.
100%.
I agree with
That's
that. I
true.
think TikTok has been, it's been really popular with like songs, and that's how people know. Because I'll ask them like, how do you know that song? Like it was on TikTok.
100%.
That's why I don't know songs anymore, because I deleted TikTok. I'm like not one with the times anymore.
You're the worst Gen Z person.
I know. I've come to realize that.
I thought you had TikTok
I deleted it like last year because I was not on board with it anymore.
because you didn't like doing the dances.
Well, it became so many dances, and I'm not a dancer. I can't keep up with that.
I think we're past the dances now. I think you can come back.
Okay, cool.
I'm on there for marketing purposes solely.
I think, and it's part of your audience too, but it is true. You will see what's trending based on TikTok or Twitter or something like that. You can see Twitter's not as much music. But all right, the pump up song's really interesting because we're getting a lot of people, Michelle saying Jill Scott, loving my life like it's golden. Okay, I don't know that one, Michelle. So all right. Ray Baker, you are not going to see me in a bonnet. I see this comment. I see y'all conspiring on here to have me in a bonnet and an apron. Not going to happen. I don't even think I own one. I probably
That's okay.
do.
We can arrange that.
Yeah.
I'll get with you after the show, Mia.
I feel like I'm good. So what other pump up songs? Because I feel like pump up song is a good one. That can help positively shape your life because it can change your mood.
100%.
Like music can change your mood.
If you were in a bad, oh here it comes, don't get us kicked off Facebook. You know how they be.
I'm pulling up my Spotify playlist and getting my pump up jams.
No, it can 100. If you were in a bad mood, put on a good song.
Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
Dance crazy, that's how I get through dishes.
We do. We have dance parties at our house. I appreciate the dishes. Maybe you guys should try that.
We still do that and we still hate it.
The dishes. She still hates
Okay,
the
we'll
dishes.
pick a
The music
different
will not
song.
matter. But we do have dance parties. We have dance parties at our house, and we've done that on the weekends, and it's fun. But we kind of get eclectic. We have kind of dance and.
It's because I put on my playlist, so it's kind of whatever happens.
It's kind of whatever comes, and we sing along too. And I know Matt's listening. We've had a few 80s. He and I've had a few 80s sing-alongs, 80s metal sing-alongs.
Isaac, do you remember when I sang Whitney and the Grits?
Yep, and she does Rihanna.
Well, Whitney and the Grits.
Is that a?
You think I'm joking?
I know that song.
That actually happened
And
in my
that is not the
camp.
real lyrics.
Brr.
All right, so that's
My
another
gosh.
thing too, is because I think you can use it as a pump up. You can put your own words in it. My youngest daughter and my mom make up their own words. And now that iTunes, I use iTunes. Now that iTunes shows you the lyrics,
What the lyrics are, yeah.
I will show them the wrong word. I'm like, this is not what it says.
They don't care, do
But
they?
she'll be like, yes, it is. They changed it. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and they make no sense. So for those of you guys listening, iTunes does now show you the lyrics. I feel like if we're going to get behind this music thing and really let it be our pump up jam and lead our life, we at least should be singing the right lyrics.
Yeah, 100%.
Danita says, "Throw It Up" by Little John.
Nice. Okay. See, that's what's interesting is we've got so many different eclectic mixes behind everything. Oh, okay. April says, did you see the carpool karaoke with Paul McCartney?
Yes. And it's the best carpool karaoke because I went and visited all the different places that are in that Penny Lane song and they signed stuff and they went to the statue with all the Beatles and it's great.
It was good. I love carpool karaoke. Maybe we should do a karaoke episode. Now you guys, this is a different topic, but I have a bucket list, my 100 things to do before I die list. I'm in the upper 30s of things I've already checked off. And there's one thing on my list that I've never done that I am petrified to do, and that's sing karaoke. I can speak to a crowd of 10,000 people and be totally cool. Put me doing karaoke in front of 2 people, I can't do it. I had an opportunity to do it. We were on a cruise.
I want you to sing What's Up by the Four Non-Blondes.
Which one is that one?
You know.
Oh, yeah.
I wanna step outside because I taught you how to sing that.
She did. All right. Mia can sing. My fear with karaoke is I'm terrible. I mean, I think
but
you've
that's
heard
the
me
thing.
sing.
They do more of a talky song.
Well,
pump
I
up
was also
talky song.
advised to do a song. If you're going to sing, I was advised to do a song that everybody knows and will sing along. You know, like American Pie, which I hate that song. I can't listen. It's one of the few songs I can't listen to. And not because of the music, only because I worked at a bar here called American Pie and they played it 90 times a day.
Mitch is requesting a duet with the two of you, Total Eclipse of a Heart.
Do it.
And I think
We've
that
actually done
needs
that
to
with
happen
Mitch.
right now.
We have actually done that. We've done Total Eclipse of the Heart. So but here's the challenge. This is my challenge with karaoke. I will sing in my car. I am fantastic
Yes, you
in my
will.
car.
Could you pull that up on YouTube, please, Isaac? The non-get in trouble version.
I'm fantastic singing in my car, but then just when I think I'm sounding good, I have people chiming in going, that was terrible. I'm like, I hit that note. And they're like, and Mia will go, just like she just did. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's
With that face.
Does she ever dance? You know, like a little bit.
I can dance.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan.
You physically can dance.
I
do,
just did a
but you
Funk
do
Fit
it-
workout last weekend and was whopping, doing, I wasn't whopping. I was dancing. I was dancing to it. Sorry.
That's gonna
Bless.
be me and Mia.
with my prayers.
prayers.
In the words of Key and Peele, with my prayers. But I think a duet, we could do a duet. I could do that. Maybe not today.
I mean, I think the fans want it now.
There is, it is too early to be drinking. You have to, and I know you have a fridge out there. Somebody's going to get something in here. No, but let's get back to the topic at hand.
Oh, yeah.
I will do a duet. I do like Total Eclipse of the Heart. And the 4 Non Blonde song, I can sing that one. Anything by the Dixie Chicks. Let me rephrase. Anything by the Chicks, because
Goodbye, Earl.
Wouldn't want to offend anyone. I can
Goodbye,
sing,
Earl, right now.
I can sing Goodbye, Earl. I do know Goodbye, Earl. Have you heard that song?
I have.
It's about killing an abusive ex, which,
yeah,
if that's not offensive, I don't know what is. But the Chicks, because,
yeah,
we're not Dixie anymore. The Chicks, I actually know their lyrics. They're in my range. That one I can get away with. And all my children knew the words to that song. I can also sing the Spice Girls.
Interesting choice. Okay, I guess.
I kind of wanted to be a Spice Girl for a while.
Oh, I think we all went through that phase.
So,
except Mia, maybe.
Well, because they
You
all
were
have
Sporty
the Spice.
Spice. You were Sporty Spice.
Am I Sporty Spice?
I
was
wanted
Sporty
to be
Spice.
posh. I wanted because I thought she dressed cool and everything like this. And we were in a spot. I'm going to throw your dad under the bus here.
I see some
we were
Victoria
in
Beckham vibes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If there's a Victoria Beckham looking guy out there or husband looking guy out there for you, send them my way. But let's talk about the Spice Girls, because I did like the Spice Girls. Your dad, who is a hair band guy, liked the Spice Girls.
Did you see the movie?
I did actually see the Spice
talk
Girls.
about Oscar material.
But I wanted to be a Spice Girl for a while, and I was seriously talking. I was like, I could be a Spice Girl, and Sean goes, "Yeah, bitchy Spice," and I'm like,
That is so dad.
"It is.
It is. And I
He's
love
not
it.
wrong."
No,
but
my cousins and I we would pick a persona and
I wanted to be posh,
music
and yeah,
videos.
you would have been sporty, but your dad said I had to be bitchy Spice. I don't understand why we're not married
sorry.
anymore.
That is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
All right, so what other songs? What other songs are, because we've talked about genres, we've talked about bands. And we've talked about your pump up song. What song do you think has is the greatest song? And I know Matt's listening. They asked this on his show last night. What's the greatest song of all time? If you had to pick just one.
God,
Greatest song
Greatest
of all
song
time?
of all time and your greatest artist of all time.
That's hard.
And I know it's tough. Mia's going to have a stroke. Greatest song of all time. And I'd love you guys
song
that
of
are
all time.
listening, chime in, because I think I'd be curious to hear what people are thinking on this one, because that's a tough one. There are a lot of choices.
I think that it's tough though, lyrically or musically. I would ask
However you feel it, whatever you're thinking.
Musically, it's 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover by Paul Simon. Because at the beginning with the drums, if you guys haven't heard that, listen to it. That's musically insane.
Okay.
And then lyrically, that's hard.
Mitch did just say that Goodbye Earl's the greatest song of the Dixie Chicks. It's brutally honest. It is true.
I had to look up my year because I have one in my mind in particular. Because I kind of go back to like, if this was the one song you could listen to forever, what would it be? And I will tell you this particular song.
Oh, Danita says Rise Up.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
That's a good song.
that's good.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
This one though, I did listen to it. I mean, I've listened to this to like fall asleep. I've listened to this in hard times. I have listened to this song on repeat, so I can safely say this. Isaac's gonna be shocked. Since I've Been Loving You, Led Zeppelin, but the live version of 73 at Madison Square Garden.
I could see that. Yeah. Anything Led
got
Zeppelin
nothing.
live, that's...
I'm not a big, I mean, I like Led Zeppelin, but I don't know a lot. I don't know what my favorite song of all time would be. I know I have several favorite bands, but then I've got one artist that I kind of digging a little bit.
What is it?
Mia's going to be all kind
What
of
is
mad.
it?
I think I got to go with my spirit animal, my spirit soul sister.
Freaking Dolly, I'm gonna cry.
Dolly! What's wrong with Dolly? Dolly's got some good It's Dolly. You will not get a ride home if you start dissing my Dolly.
I'm okay with you leaving me here.
All right, I don't know. I like Dolly. I don't know. Okay. I don't know if she's my Grace of all time.
But you're a big fan of Dolly.
I'm a huge Dolly fan.
So I guess I can see it.
I'm a huge Dolly fan. She is I think the reason I would say that as because she's a musician. She's an artist. But I think as an all around, like, I don't think anybody can dislike Dolly. I just don't. Somebody better not be disliking Dolly.
No, Mitch actually he said, I've recovered from Nickelback with my Zeppelin songs. That's really all I wanted.
Okay. It's like now that you're back in Mitch's good graces.
That's really, but I wanted to come
I
back.
don't know that I could pick a favorite song. I really don't. I think it varies by the mood. And I was hearing this from a lot of people that chimed in the poll yesterday, is that it kind of depends on what mood I'm in. Because, like, some days I just want to be sad, and some days I just want to be mad. Some days I'm happy. It's like Dr. Seuss says.
Lyrically,
happy,
Jesus.
I'm mad. I'm sad and I'm glad.
You're really just asking for hate now. Okay, lyrically, I would say Something by the Beatles. It's a very popular Beatles song, but it's fine. Because, I mean, it's a George song, and I think it's on I want to say I don't know. I don't want to be wrong. But anyway, so Something by the Beatles, because it's very chill and the lyrics are just great. I couldn't tell you why, but they just are.
Yep.
It's a great bass line too. So.
Oh, Mitch, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she did.
She wrote I Will Always Love You that made I did not know that. My girl,
yeah, she
Dolly.
Did. And she held on to it for years. Other people came to her and she held on to that song.
You should watch David Foster documentary, because they would talk about how they licensed from Dolly Parton's music.
Okay.
And they thought they were going to play it the old way. And Dolly was like, "No, you should play it the old way." And David was like, "No, we got a new way."
I like that. Yeah. I like that. I think, there's musically and lyrics, because there was that movie, because I love rom-coms, Music and Lyrics. Do you remember it? It had Hugh Grant in it.
Hugh Grant.
Like Drew Barrymore.
Alex Muffet on SNL does a great Hugh Grant impression. Anyway.
I didn't think you'd get through this without an SNL reference. We're so close. But all right, so they did a music and lyrics songs, and it does take the music and it takes a lyricist to be able to do it. I'm a lyrics girl, and I think that's why I'm having trouble figuring out a good song, because you're music, because you play instruments and you get the musicality behind it. I'm a lyrics person. That's why I pull up the lyrics. I sometimes pull them up when I'm driving.
Yes.
It bothers my child because I want to know, what if I got it wrong as I'm singing in my car. So I'm a total lyrics girl. Lyrics get me. And I think that's why I've been into Mercy Me recently, because their lyrics have just been grasping me. They're really good stuff.
If you want to hear a good lyric song, turn on Beautiful Ride by John C. Reilly from Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. It's a great song.
Who are you? You're just...
Just saying. It's a great song.
I wish I knew how to speak Spanish.
No, she's missing Spanish class right now. Probably should be in Spanish, because I feel like her thing.
That sounded like foreign language.
Yeah. Well, she is missing Spanish. All right. So as we're getting off track here, so as people are thinking about music, I want to go back to censorship a little bit, because I was going to, because I want to lead into this the cancel culture. How can we all work together to let people enjoy the music they want to enjoy and leave everybody else alone? Because I even looking through some of these things, some of the songs you guys are posting and saying these are my favorites, on different platforms and stuff. I'm like, yeah. And then some I'm like, no idea what that song is at all. So, but I love the fact that people have a favorite. So how can we continue to embrace music without screwing it up for everybody else?
I mean, I think it's very similar to religion in a sense. I can tell you about it and share about it with you and my philosophy and why I like certain things. But at the end of the day, if you want to go blare Cardi in your car, I mean, that's no mind to me. Listen to what you want to.
And you can be a Christian and still listen to Cardi B.
Yeah, 100%.
Frank Zappa talked about this because he went to court and stuff to battle people because they wanted to censor music, and he was not on board with it. And he wanted the little thing that says they wanted against him the little sticker on records and stuff that says explicit or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And he just said that it was basically a way to express somebody, and that's their way of expressing themselves. So to censor it, it would be taking away that element. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
and he was like very like outspoken about it.
I totally agree. And I do think, we're talking about it specifically as it relates to music, but I think this transcends to all different areas. If you don't like it, don't listen to it.
Yep.
If you don't like watching it, don't watch it. If you think it's bad for your kids, don't let your kids have it. But we've each got to do what's right for us and our families. And I think that's different for everybody else. Some kids some parents let their kids skip school and go to concerts on school nights. Other parents have to be talked into it. Some of them outlaw it completely, and all those things are fine. So we'll see what the next concert is. So as we close, what's the next concert you're hoping to see?
Foo Fighters. Because all my favorite bands are like older, so I'm not really going to get to see them live. But the Foo Fighters,
half of them have passed.
Yeah, Foo Fighters are like your guys' age, so they'll still keep playing.
You guys' age. I love that she just put me in the same age category as Whitney. Thank you. Preach. But all right, what about yours?
I've always thought it would be kind of cool to see John Mayer.
Yes, that is another one for sure.
He went to
played at the
Mia's
Grammys.
elementary school.
He played at the Grammys.
What?
He
What are you wedding over here? Why
He
are
went
you
to
wedding
Mia's
Isaac?
elementary school.
Bailey's elementary school.
Bailey's
Wait,
elementary
what?
school. They had the same fourth grade teacher.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He grew up in Connecticut.
Same music teacher, I think.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd be cool.
He'd be awesome.
One that you probably wouldn't like because she is all kind of techno-y and beat boards or whatever, but she kind of does it all solo. So she'll make a noise. Her name's Kimbra. You should check her out just to check her out, Kimbra. But she'll be like, "Punch, punch," and she'll make that a song.
Oh, right.
A sound in her song, and then she'll sing over. So it's like she's making her own melodies,
Oh, yeah.
and it's amazing to watch her because
That's basically the theme of Pitch Perfect 3. That's
Okay,
what they
well,
did
I have
in
not
Pitch
seen
Perfect
that.
3.
I've not seen that.
In the movie.
I'm sorry.
You haven't seen Pitch Perfect?
I
Me too.
haven't
It's a
seen
really good
1,
movie.
2, or
Whitney.
3. Nope.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I
I'm
just lost every
I'm going
point.
to send you a
that I
Blockbuster
earned.
gift card because you need to watch those.
Okay. But
right.
Kimbra's good.
I
Just
haven't seen Kimber.
her.
That's who you'd like to see in
talent.
concert.
Yeah.
Okay.
John Mayer would be cool, and Kimbra would be cool. Go listen to her just so you can. Or look her up on YouTube.
I'm waiting
Look her
for
up
things.
on YouTube.
I would actually love to see the Foo Fighters. I was told by my daughter that I was not going to get to go with her though.
No, that's not what I said. I said I would love to take my family to go see the Foo Fighters, but if I had like 2 tickets, you're probably not the first choice. I said there would be
So
a pros.
that- the way I heard that was you're not
I
going to
said
the
there would be a
concert.
pros and cons list though. So you're still in the running.
Oh, nice. I'm still in the running.
I think we should just find out where they're
Feel-
sitting, and then we come in with our bonnets. And
And
you
my
and I are
apron.
like, excuse me, with our popcorn and our drinks and everything. And then
That's definitely an idea.
And I'm
Yep.
going to keep taking my Funk Fit classes, so I'm going to be able to twerk to the Foo Fighters. You really can't twerk to the Foo Fighters. No, I don't know what my concert
I'm
would be.
sure
It would
it's
be Foo
possible,
Fighters.
actually.
I think it's whatever I'm into now. Like I would love to see. I saw Bon Jovi again. I saw Bon Jovi at Giant Stadium, so I don't think you can get better than that. I would like to see Mercy Me. I would like to see the Foo Fighters. I don't know who I would like to see beyond that. It kind of depends on what my mood is. But I can't wait to get back out and go to some concerts because I think it's time. So whenever you guys are opening up, let us know. We will be there with our bonnets on. All right. Thank you, Miss Andre.
Thank you, Miss Andre.
And happy birthday. Happy 16th
Yeah,
birthday,
happy
to
birthday.
you.
Thank you.
Our resident music genius, Miss Mendoza. Thank you for sharing your musical knowledge.
I'm glad I
with us.
could be in the presence of greatness.
And be sure, it wasn't me.
Sure.
And be sure to join us next time as I will be singing for you.
No.
You might even see a video of that later. Take care. Have a great week, and we will see you next Tuesday.